Good day everybody, welcome to Rana's radar. Don't have my gloves on, and yes, I'm wearing white. I'm not working today. I thought I'd take a moment to come in and give you guys an update on exactly what I have been doing, and for the people who have recently joined the channel, exactly what's behind me, and a little bit more information on my first hot rod build. 1972 C10 is what's behind me. This is how it all started. Here is a picture of what the truck looked like after going to the different shows and interviewing you awesome car folk out there and hearing the stories. I really caught the bug, and I wanted to do a restoration of my own, which is what led to going and purchasing my truck, the 72 C10, in what I thought was in all its original glory. I found out it wasn't all, and it had been molested, as you lot would say. So I got the truck right here in Tennessee locally and set to start taking everything off, down to the frame, took all the panels off, and that was a journey, but it was a fun journey. There were so many things that I did there for the very first time, using an impact, learning about the different screws, as well as how a truck is put together. Now, I'm not a child, I wasn't a child who grew up building kit cars or model cars or even playing with Lego to know how things get put together. So it was all very exciting to me. We did it, we brought it down all the way down to the frame. By we, I mean me and Kent, who's been right here from the beginning, who's also building a C10, a patina C10. From the time we drove the truck out with only 3 lug nuts on it, and at the time, everyone, I had no idea what lug nuts were. That should give you guys an idea of just how new everything was to me. To when it broke down on the side of the road because the engine started smoking. Anyway, we've come a long way. I have come a long way. Right here where the truck is getting built, it's not at a professional shop. However, it's here at Kent's shop. By trade, he's a diesel mechanic. However, he's a man of many skills, and he's very humble. He will never mention it. He will never say he knows how to do this or how to do that. So I always like to push him a little bit, because I know and I've seen his work that he's pretty good. He's really good. So I'm in good hands, that's for sure. If you've been keeping up with the channel, you would have seen us tear down the entire truck and go out there and look for parts. And then we started the rebuild process. Now, the last update that I did was when we had the windshield cut. So the glass guy came in and the windshield got custom cut for the chop that we had done. Super happy. It's a 2-inch chop that Kent went ahead and did it, and it looks great. I'm happy about that. One of the things that I appreciate so much is learning about the drivetrain. The suspension, body parts is okay. We see that in all the cars and trucks even today in modern day, but to see we took the 350 out, and even though I never planned to reuse that 350 for this truck, I was still very keen on opening it up, tearing it apart, seeing the pistons, and that was one of the funnest, if that's even a word, funnest things that I had done, was tearing down the 350 with Ken. Check out, there's a little footage here so you guys can have a look. But that was a lot of fun. There's a video on that when we took it all down, and everything that I did was just very exciting. Fast forward at today, here we are, beginning of 2026. Now 2025 has got a lot to do with the direction that we are going with the truck. 72 C10 long bed that set out its journey to be a driver, a means to an end, as well as allowing me to learn more about what happens and what's involved. So when I'm asking those questions and doing those interviews, I have a little bit more understanding, and I don't ask so many dumb questions. But every question has helped me. So you guys are just as much as part of this journey as is the truck, because I couldn't have done anything without asking all those questions and asking you guys about your builds and how it all went. So I'm super grateful to each and every one of you, and I do appreciate you, and thank you, and Happy New Year, by the way. I have been so busy trying to get everything organized and trying to be as much hands-on with this truck that I thought an update is definitely needed, an update, and also to wish everybody Happy New Year too. 2025, we did so many different hot rod shop visits, They were an absolute blast, from small shops, medium, to the high-end famous shops like Foos Designs. And the more I went and visited the shops, the more I learned and saw different restorations happening. I made a lot of great friends, some awesome aftermarket companies and vendors out there. And the more I started to liaise with them, there was a lot of support in helping me with my truck. As you can see, there is some already here. I mean, I got my steering column very recently. There it is from I Did It Steering. So after visiting all the different vendors and aftermarkets, and getting all the support and people wanting to be involved, the direction of the truck started to change. Right in the beginning, one of the first things that I had purchased and set my mind to, because I had heard so much great things, and I still do till today, is the suspension. And because I wanted this to be a driver that I could just drive anywhere, take it across country, go wherever I needed to do, and go to all the different shows, as well as use it for daily purposes, I decided to go with Detroit Speed suspension. The Quadrolink in the back, designed by Carl Tucker himself. There's a shop tour, so you should definitely check it out to see what makes it so unique and good. We did that for the front and the rear, and we got the Ford 9-inch rear end. One of the earliest other purchases was definitely the LS3. Now keep in mind, 2 years ago, every great high-end build that I had visited was an LS3, and it still is today. So I'm very happy with that decision from Gandrick Performance. The LS3 sitting right here next to me came along together in conjunction with my transmission 65 from Bowler Performance Transmissions. And while it's a Tremec, I always want to emphasize this, because so many people at home, when I'm interviewing a builder and they mention the transmission, they say it's a Tremec 6-speed or a 5-speed. When you've got a high performance vehicle, and especially a hot rod, that transmission almost always is upgraded. And that's possible with Bowler Performance Transmissions, as was the case with mine as well. Those are one of the first components that I started to get. I started to get the drivetrain stuff. You know what I mean? So fast forwarded, we got it, and I also got my brakes from Bear Brakes, front and rear, super cool company. I mean, one of the things what you can take from my channel, from my build, my journey, is not how to do things. And I want to stop anyone out there who's ready to type and comment to say, you know, you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't at all. I have learned a lot, and I'm continuing to learn. But one of the things that I highly recommend people to pay attention to is the companies associated with the parts that I am doing this truck, is all of these amazing places that I have visited only after I heard great things, being so involved and so in deep with the hot rod industry. Visiting shows like SEMA, Triple Crown, the multiple Good Guys shows, the Grand National Roaster Show, and throughout my interviews, I often asked, if you might have noticed, is where did you get this from? Who did this? Who did that? And there seemed to be a trend. So naturally, when I'm going to be going and doing my own restoration, I chose companies that were very highly regarded. They were used by some of the best builders in the industry. So no, this is not a how-to tutorial on how to build or how to customize a C10. By all means, take note, because everything that I'm doing is under guidance. I've got a lot of friends now that I kind of have got on speed dial. So there's definitely some great tips here that you could also use and apply to your own build. But one of the most important things is take note of what I'm using and the companies that's involved in this build. 2025, I learned more and more about the different hot rod shops, the different aftermarket companies, that my daily driver build kind of started to shift ways. And I knew that more and more that I wanted to make this a custom hot rod. I wanted to experiment more on it, and it's kind of hard being who I am and seeing different trucks, different builds. I'm always going to get inspired, and it's like, okay, maybe I want to do that on my build. And then always constantly hearing different people and different things that people have done. It kind of did change my direction a fair bit, to say the least. One of the biggest, let's talk about obstacles. Right now, the truck, when we tore it down, there was a lot of problems with it. Okay, I'm trying to remember and give you guys as much details, maybe stuff that I didn't even mention on one of my previous updates. There was a few obstacles with this truck. Now, I bought it from my good friend Bobby from Alloway's Hot Rods, and one of the things is he never wanted to sell it to me because he had not inspected the truck, he had not seen it, he hadn't even seen in detail at all, and he said, I'm not giving you that truck. At this stage, I had visited various junkyards and seeing Facebook, the marketplace, so much that every whole truck that I would see would have a massive hole in it, or it was not running, or the engine was missing. He was a 72 long bed with the 350 in it, turned on, I drove it out, I said, I'm taking this truck. So that's how it happened. When we started to take it apart, there was definitely a lot of Bondo. The truck had been in a fender on the driver's side, so it had a crush right here from the driver's side. There was a lot of problems there. And one of the big problems was that the frame had to be straightened. So the whole frame was crooked as a result of the accident or fender bender, whatever had happened. And not only that, is they had fixed it, and whoever had fixed it, God love them, they did it all themselves. So, and as you would, because this was not a show truck, this wasn't a restoration, this was a means to an end, and they did what they could to get it by. So because of that, there was a lot of body panels and things that had to be fixed. And I did get involved with some repair work, and I still am right now. So while the driver's side door was quite bad, got a brand new one from LMC. The old stock door, well, I could have just changed it and gotten one from the aftermarket. I chose to keep it because I wanted to learn how to repair a door. And that's why we got new rocker panels from LMC to do the repair job on the existing stock door for the passenger side. And the more we got into, we did a few sandblasting sessions, we did sandblasting, we went to PJ's, which is at Strip Technologies. He uses media blasting, had some parts be media blasted as well. No particular reason, I wanted to learn the different types of sandblasting and removing paint. The only thing that I have not come across yet is the chemical dips. But anyway. Sandblasting, I did it myself here at Kent's property. That was pretty cool. And then media blasting, we took it over to Strip Technologies. There's a video on it as well, so do be sure to check that out. And then when there came time for the frame, after it got straightened, we did hydroblasting, which was pretty cool. This was dustless sandblasting. Now, long story cut short, the entire truck, there's about the back side of the cab and the inside dash, the back side of the cab and the dash that is stock. Everything, all the panels is from the aftermarket. But a good 3/4, if not a half, but definitely 3/4 would be an LMC truck because of there's so many different parts of LMC, big panels as well as small panels that I used in doing this build. There's not much left to the truck for it to have original metal, and that does happen. So it's great that there is these great companies out there that we can do this and find parts when the repair work is too much. One of the other big problems that I faced quite recently, as a couple of months now, is the tires and wheels. So we did the rendering with Brockmeyer initially very, very early on, and I always knew that I did not want to have this truck slammed to the ground, but I did want it low. Not airbags, I wanted coilovers, because there's so much I'm learning. The last thing I need is to have a problem with an airbag and be forced to fix it myself or call somebody. So for those reasons, I decided I think coilovers would be a better option. The stance that I wanted, the ride height that I wanted in the rendering, once we got the wheels and tires starting to do a mock-up. Now I have not finished the mock-up because I'm having great help from Alloway's Hot Rods. Bobby, for me, he's the king of black, yes, but when it comes to the stance and the way these hot rods sit, I absolutely love his cars. He does it. It's not so aggressive. It's not completely coming at you, but it's just the perfect stance. And he knows how much I love that. So I've asked for his help to come out and do the wheels and tires. I was just there recently as well, talking about it. And one of the things that we discussed last time he was around the truck is the suspension that I got to be a daily is not designed to make it into a show car, lowered, aggressive stance height, lowered height. So yeah, so there's going to be a clip where we're going to have him a little bit more involved on showing how to do the wheels and tires and measuring it as well. So if you guys are at home, you can check it out too. A lot of great people have been involved. Shout out to Travis from Simply C10s. I mean, that guy's he's awesome. He knows his stuff when it comes to this build. So of course I had to get in touch with him and ask him on what his suggestion would be on what to do with my current suspension. I'm going to show you every step of this build, even the steps that involves going to a different shop. When it goes to the interior shop, that will be documented so you can see exactly how things are getting made. While I can't show you how to do the interiors, I'm going to do my best to give you points and tips from the professionals involved. A lot of custom stuff happening on the truck. The hood was another factor, big factor for me. I absolutely love the scoops on it. A lot of people make scoops at home. Seeing different shops, seeing the different tools, I came across the figure machine. So Saltworks Fabrication got involved and we did the panels, the hood inserts, I guess I should say. And that's sitting right there. So check out this clip now. Here I am measuring with Kent to put it on. Now, Ken is one of the best, most precise, in detail people that I know. So anything that when it comes to measuring and angles and making sure things are aligned and symmetrical, I need to have him there 150% involved because he's very good with that. Him, his ruler, his square, and of course it goes without saying, super grateful because I have learned so much, and 80% of things that I have learned being hands-on, Kent has taught me. He's very, very patient. You have to be when dealing with someone like me, I think. But yeah, super cool guy. So grateful, big shout out to Kent. Now, the other thing that Saltworks is involved in, which I will be taking you guys on through the journey as well, is the grill. There is a lot of aftermarket grills out there, but that's one of the things I am doing custom. So we're going to be going back and spending some time with Tom and seeing how he's going to help me achieve the grill that I've got in my rendering. And the lights, all of the front end he would be with Saltworks. The tail light in the back, my favorite Mopar inspired one-piece tail light. On the tailgate will be with Jesse at Greenings Auto Company. Now, Jesse's also involved with doing my wheels. Like I said, there are some things you have to just invest in and get the best of the best, things that are most important to you. For me, it was definitely the ride height, the tires and wheels, the grill, and the tailgate. Before I wrap this up, the tailgate, Rana's radar had to be there so everybody would know my truck. I plan to take her to the shows and you don't have to wonder where is her truck, where is this truck that she's been building. It's going to have the entire channel name stamped on the back, and who is going to be helping me and teaching me how to do that is no one else other than Alan Johnson at Johnson's Hot Rods. The Pull Max is the direction we're going to be taking. Never used it, never touched it before, so he's going to show me. And I'm going to be involved. Everything on this truck, I just want to remind everyone, there is a lot of professionals and shops involved, great companies involved, but I am involved in every part of it. Whether it's measuring the back spacing and offset. I don't know if you guys can see that, and I'm definitely not going to lift it. It's a very 20-inch wheel. Trying to figure out backspace offset of wheels and tires. And not only do I have to figure it out, I've got to learn it first and then apply it, and then obviously ask for help too. There's a lot here that I have shown, and I'm going to try and show as much more. But if you are on Instagram, or if you've got Instagram or even Facebook these days, I do more clips, more shorter clips when I'm actually here inside the shop, whether I'm grinding, welding, or fitting something on. There's a lot more quicker updates on Instagram, but I will do my best to give you updates like this, where I can actually sit down and try to gather my thoughts and let you guys know on what I've been involved with when it comes to the truck. But yeah, Instagram will have a lot more shorter clips and reels. But there's a lot here, and that's all for now. Leave me your comments. I'm going to try my best to answer each and every question out there. But 72 C10, it's going to be a good one.